Very good morning to all of you. Myself, Mr. Mabudur Rahman, Assistant Professor, Department of Food Engineering in KK College of Food Technology, Nasik. Today, I will cover a solar photovoltaic power. So, see here what is the importance and how we create solar photovoltaic power through solar. So we are seeing here that solar power involves the conversion of the radiant energy from the sun into the electricity by using photovoltaic, that is called as PV, or concentrating device. When sunlight strikes the surface of the PV cell, some of all the photons are absorbed and release electrons from the solar cell that are used to produce an electric current flow, that is electricity. A solar cell consists of two layers of material, one that absorbs the light and other control the direction of current flow through the external circuit. The absorbing material can be silicon films, which is also used in generated circuit and the computer hardware. A thin film of light absorbing inorganic material such as cadmium, telluride, gallium arsenide that have absorption properties will match to capture the solar spectrum, or a variety of organic materials. Nanomaterials are combinations. A solar cell that have very important, already we told that it have capture with made up with our silicon, gallium, cadmium telluride, that will be very important for their construction. The PV industry has grown at a rate greater than 40% per year from 2000 through 2008. Much of this growth is the result of national and local programs which is targeted toward growing the PV industry and improving the competitiveness of PV in the market. In 2007, PV modules supplying 3.4 gigawatt were produced worldwide and approximately 220 milliwatt were installed in the United States. Photovoltaic technology, it can be divided into two main types. First one, flat type plates. Another second one is concentrators. Flat plate technologies include crystalline silicon from both ingot and tri-bond or sheet growth techniques, and thin films of the various semiconductor materials usually deposited on a low cost substrate, such as for example glass, plastic, or the stainless steel, using some types of vapor deposition or wet chemical process. The PV modules produced today, nearly 88%, that are based on crystalline silicon wafer technologies. Of this, total about 30% are based on conventional single crystal silicon grown by the Joukowski ingot process. The average solar flux through the receiver aperture divided by the ambient direct normal solar insolation. Silicon spheres was recently announced. In this process, some millimeter size silicon spheres are bonded between two thin aluminum sheets, processed into solar cells, and packaged into flexible lightweight modules. Another approach is micro machining technique to form deep narrow grooves perpendicular to the surface of a 1 to 2 mm thick single crystal silicon wafer. The thin Film technologies have the potential for substantial cost advantages over wafer based crystalline silicon because of factors such as the lesser material used due to direct band gaps, fewer processing steps, and simpler manufacturing technologies for large modules. The dye synthesized solar cell. It has a foundation in the photochemistry rather than in a solid state after its Swiss inventor. Organic dye molecules are adsorbed on a non-crystalline titanium dioxide film, and the nanopores of the film are filled with the redox electrolyte. So you are seeing here the diagram of solar photovoltaic power. It consists with solar PV panels, PV generation matter, then disconnect switch, inverter, AC disconnect switch, and after that whatever the gas produced through solar power, that will be consumed here and it will be supplied from main fuse box to our home, as well as it also utilized through the industries. So okay, thank you for watching.